Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Tuesday, the 8th of February 2022. Welcome, newcomers. If you are new to Sudoku, this game should be okay for you. This is labeled as a medium level, and on Tuesdays in the Guardian, the medium level is usually pretty simple and straightforward. So I would suggest that if you're a beginner, you can play this game. Although I don't know that because I haven't played it yet myself. We'll get onto the Sudoku in a second, just before I mention something in the news. Good news. We like to give good news if possible because the world is so full of bad news constantly, or rather, that's what is considered news. Good news for somebody named Michael Rocati. Kind of good news. He has been given back some, at least, mobility after he was paralyzed in a motorcycle accident. Surgeons have implanted electrodes in his spine that can send a signal to, contract his muscles that enable him to perform various activities such as standing, walking, riding a bike, and possibly swimming. But these are not controlled from brain stimuli. These are controlled from a tablet PC, like an iPad kind of thing. Well, isn't that interesting? Um, Certainly, they've apparently this has happened to 3 individuals now, and it's great that they can get some mobility back. But you have to actually set the activity on your iPad or whatever the tablet is. So in other words, you click the icon for stand or walk or etc. etc. For those of you uh, having flashbacks to the Bionic Man, people of my age who remember that TV program, he managed to get by without a tablet. I hope eventually they will be able to do rather more sophisticated things. But anyway, the good thing is that he enables him to exercise his muscles, and as we know, that's always a great thing for the body. So good luck to him. Let's hope his iPad is never infected by a virus, or controlled externally by somebody, or that he runs out of charge in the middle of an activity, as we often do with our phones, etc. If we don't keep them up to fully charged, the thing might run out. He might continue swimming and cross the channel or something like that. Anyway, good luck to him after his accident. Right, let's get on to the game of Sudoku. If you've never played Sudoku before, how do we play it? Well, we can see this 9x9 grid. Each row across has 9 squares, each column down has 9 squares, and each of these blocks has 9 squares. And we fit numbers 1 to 9 in there, into those squares. And that's the puzzle, really. The thing to remember is number can appear once only. We have 9 numbers, so each number appears once only. So let me show you how to go about it. Now, I'm going to start with this empty block here, which you might think is not the right place to start, but it's easiest to start because we can see lots and lots of intersecting 2s here, 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 and here, all surrounding this box. So a 2 can only appear once in its column, so these 3 squares are immediately eliminated, right? A 2 can appear once in its column, so these 3 squares are immediately eliminated. So a kind of blocking pattern up here, down here. And then 2 across this row blocks these 3 squares. Well, these are already blocked, but it also blocks this square. And the same across for here, blocking across. So blocked, 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 and blocked. Only one available square left. Right smack dab in the middle is a 2. Got the idea? Okay, so what we do is we wander around the grid with our eyes, looking for similar activity. For example, 9 blocking down here, 9 blocking out here, and 9 across here means that that's the only square where 9 could possibly go without being intersected, or hit by an intersecting 9, I should say. Now this 9 that we just filled in, we can block across this row now, and 9 across this row, leaving just this location where a 9 can be placed. If you're new to the channel and you're hearing background sounds that you don't recognize, I live in Thailand and I don't have a soundproof room, and you sometimes hear my neighbors chatting in their garden. 3 blocks down here, 3 blocks down here, 3 blocks across here. That's a 3 we can place there. I don't play these games at all before starting the video, so I don't have any kind of preset plan in mind, but just from having played Sudoku very often, I just kind of let my eyes just rest anywhere. I don't specifically look for things at the beginning. I kind of let the stuff just hit me, but of course you need to actively look for things once you get stuck. And I might be getting stuck quite soon, actually. I said these are always easy on a Tuesday. They're not always easy on a Tuesday, but they are usually easy on a Tuesday, let me say that. Where am I? Perhaps I've found a tricky Tuesday instead. I'm not sure yet. Okay, so this row up here has 3 empty squares, right? Now the missing numbers are 5, 6, and 8. That's what we don't have. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no 5, no 6. We've got 7, no 8, and 9. Now if you notice, this square here can't be a 6 and can't be an 8. So if it's not a 6 and not an 8, then it has to be the other number, because there are only 3 numbers missing. So that has to be a 5. Six blocks up this column and 6 blocks across here, so we know that 6 has to be in that square there. Three numbers missing here are 1, 4, and 9. In this block we don't have 1, 4, and 9, but we can see the 4 blocking this square and the 1 blocking this square, so we know that's got to be a 9. And now this 9 blocks up this column, 9 blocks up this column, 9 blocks across here, so 9 has to be in that square there. Six blocks across this row here, 6 blocks across this row here, and 6 blocks up here, so this has to be a 6. This row is missing 3 and 4. We have an 3 and 8. We have an intersecting 3 here, so 3 must be there and 8 must be there. Now the 8 blocks this square here. We don't yet have an 8 in this row, so we can fill that in now. And the other missing number, which I forgot now, is a 6. Okay, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you need to count and check to make sure that everything is correct. And if you're a beginner, I do recommend you check from time to time. 6 blocks down here, 6 blocks down here, 6 across here, 6 across here. So that's a 6 we can place there. Missing numbers along the bottom row here are 4 and 8, so the 8 that we just placed blocks this square now. So 8 goes here and 4 goes into that square there. 3 blocks across this row here, only one other square possible. It must be there. 7 blocks this square here. We don't yet have a 7 in this block, so that's a 7. The last number there is 5, so we can fill that in. 7 blocking down here, 7 blocking down here. That has to be a 7 there. Right, 3 missing numbers here are 2, 4 and 5. And we've got 4 and 5 blocking this square here. 4 and 5 will have to appear in these 2 squares, but at least we know now that that has to be a 2. Now 2 blocks up this column, and across here. So 2 fits there. Now we know this is 4 and 5. This has to be a 1 to complete this column. Or we could say 1 blocking up here, 1 blocking up here. Just one space for a 1 to appear. It must go there. Let's see what else. Important to kind of keep moving your focus around the board. Don't just get stuck in one place, which I tend to do myself. I tell people don't do it, but I must admit I often do it myself. But it's something to be avoided. It's looking slightly tricky from this position. Shouldn't be, but it seems to be. There it is. 2 blocks down here, 2 blocks down here. So that's 2. That was the way forward we needed to go. Okay. Now 7 blocks across here and 7 blocks down here. So that has to be a 7. Okay, this is pretty good actually. Normally it's a lot easier than this on a Tuesday, so it's nice to have something to think about and consider a bit more. Where should I be looking now? This is quite good because it seems like that we're limited in choices in the way that we move forward. Quite often in Sudoku you have the games run in two different ways. There's one where there's only one path forward and you need to follow that path, or sometimes there are lots of open opportunities for you to grasp and lots of ways that you could go forward. And the ones where there is only one way forward are generally more interesting and sometimes more difficult. Not always, but depends on what the path is. But they are the interesting games, and ones, it doesn't matter what level it is, they are often more interesting anyway. I think I'm going to have to see what's missing up here. 1s are going there, 4s could go anywhere, 6s are in these 2 squares, 7s are in these 2 squares, 8s are anywhere in these 3 squares and 9s we have, so that was no good, was it? What's going on up here? 1, 2, 3s are in these 2 squares here. 5s, do we know anything about 5? We don't really know anything about 5. 6 are, okay, so these, okay, 6 blocks up here and 6 blocks up here, 3 blocks up here and 3 blocks up here, so we know that these 2 numbers have to be 6 and 3. Now we can't place them just yet, but we know that they must include 6 and 3 only, can't be other numbers. So now we can put the other numbers in these 2 squares. So the other numbers are 5 and 7. That means 7 blocks this square from being 7. So the 7 will be here and the 5 will be there. Okay, now that's something that more advanced Sudoku players do all the time. So 7 blocks across here, 7 blocks up here, 7 blocks up here. Now we know that 7 is in that square there. 5 blocks across here, 5 blocks up here, and 5 is here. Finding that is probably the key to the game. So once you've seen that point there, you can probably finish the game off fairly easily after that point. 4 now. Oh no, we still don't know about 4 yet. Right. Having said that, now I've got to finish the game off quite easily, right? Because I just said that, and otherwise I should prove myself to be a liar. What's missing in this column here? 1 and something. 1 and 4. Okay, so 4 blocks this square, so 4 has to be there, and that has to be a 1. 1 is the last number that we need for this block now. Okay, almost there. Almost home and dry, I feel. But not quite there. So we've still got to do it. Still got to do a little bit more work. I guess the work is going to come in this block. I'm supposing that. Well, let's see what's missing across this row. 4, 5, and 7. Okay, so we've got 4 and 7 now blocking this square. So if it's not 4 and it's not 7, it's got to be 5. Now 5 blocks down here, 5 blocks down here. That then is our 5, meaning this cannot be 5, so 5 is here. And the last number that we need to complete that block is a 4. 4 blocks across here, putting a 4 in that square there. Missing numbers here are 1 and 8. We've got the 1 stopping that from being a 1, so then the 8 goes there. Now 8 blocks up here, 8 blocks down there. That's an 8 to place there. What's left? Almost home. 1 blocks this square, so 1 goes there. The missing number here now is 8. 1 number missing from this column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 goes there. 8 blocks across here, so that's an 8 we can put there. 3 is our last number there, blocking this square, so 3 is there. 6 goes here. This can't be a 6, so 6 is in that square there. Missing number here now is a 4. Okay, 4 blocks across here and 4 blocks up here, so 4 goes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is in that square. 1 number to complete this column and 1 number to complete this column, or 2 numbers to complete this block. 1 block's here, so 1 is there. And the last number to go here is a 9, I think. Now, because I'm playing this game on pen and paper, not on the computer, if you're playing on the computer usually checks it for you. But when you're playing with pen and paper, you need to investigate everything yourself, make sure you haven't made any mistakes, as is very easy to do when playing Sudoku. That's it. Thank you very much. There are plenty of other medium and beginner level games, and then if you're the more harder level expert type, there are plenty of those to play as well. Good luck. Thank you. Bye bye.